Hi, this is Anna, and today I'm going to show you this quick and easy little craft. I've got Modge podge, I've got a piece of tissue paper, and I just this is just a super block, and I made these little sheep on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Modge podge, and I'm just going to put this on here. And I'm going to try and scrunch it up more over the bodies than in the background. So I'll just put on an amount of Modge podge here. And then I'll start with the corners. And I'm going to try and put these on flat. And where I'm up to where the sheep begin. Kom nou. I'm gonna try and scrunch them a little bit. And I'm going to try and keep these areas very flat. And always wash your brush immediately after you've worked with Modge podge. And I'm just going to quickly dry this, and then I'll be back. I think I'm going to make a light pink background, and I'm going to make the sheep black and white. I'm going to put a little bit of grass in front here. But I'm going to work with a little bit of water into my acrylic paints, as I don't want this to be too dark. And then I'm going to just take a touch of my red with my white, and I'm going to do my background. And you can see it's actually, I don't want it too dark, so I'm just going to put a little bit of white in. And I'm just going to wipe a little bit away because I don't want it to get too dark there. Then I'm just going to take white again. And I'm going to take a touch of my black, just like that. Just want to make a little bit of a shadow color, and I'm gonna put it in between those two there, around the faces, and a little bit around the bodies, just to give it a 3D shape. And then I'm going to take my white, and I'm just going to dab my white onto this. The one that's in front here, I'm going to make a little bit lighter than the one that's in the back. And I'm just going to make the little fire faces white as well. I can make it slightly darker, maybe around the sheep there. I will just highlight it again a little bit. I'm going to dry brush a little bit of my white. I'm using my brush flat and I'm just dry brushing it a little bit over the body, so I want to pick up those texture of the tissue paper. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of my black and I'm going to make the ears black. And I'm just going to take my black as well and I'm going to make the little legs also black. And you can maybe put in a little bit of foot if you like. For now you can just take a little bit of your black or your yellow, that doesn't really matter, and you can just make yourself, that's still a little bit wet. Okay, the easiest way for me now is to make my little hearts first, and I'm just going to dab in a little bit of my yellow like this. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my pink and I'm just going to make 4 leaves around my little heart, 4 or 5, it depends on how many you can. So I'm just taking a little bit of black with my little bit of water and I'm just going around the faces just to make them stand out more, and I'm just putting something like a cloud on top of all of them's head, and then I'm going to make the little eyes. It's just going to be like that. And then the little noses. And I'm just going around them. Also, I put a little bit of water with it if it's doesn't want to. Now I'm just going to put a few leaves around everywhere. And I'm going to put a little bit of that yellow into the leaves. And then for this one I'm just going to put a flower. I've just taken a little bit of the yellow on my finger and I'm just rubbing it over the foreground, and I think I'm finished. You can even put a little bit of darker green in as well if you like. It doesn't really matter for me. It depends on what you like or what you don't like. And the best is to take it on your finger, and you can see I'm just slightly rubbing onto the textures. And then you can just take a nail file and just go with a slight angle. And you will see the tissue comes off very nice and easy. And then you can just put a string with maybe 2 beads or something on that and hang it from. And even one of these, it's just a popsicle stick, and you can pop it in there. Let me just go and make 2 holes there, then I can show you. So I've just got a piece of string here, and I decided to just make something like this. And then you can even make a bow. I don't know if I want to do that. Let me just show you. You can even make a bow. Let me just get one. Now I'm struggling. You can even make a bow and attach it there. Or you can just leave it as is, or you can put in a bead like this one there. And I'm just going to glue that there, and then I'm finished. And I hope you liked it. And if you did, I will definitely see you next time. Take care and have a great day.